All right, good day, everyone. Welcome back to another daily analysis with the price action decks. We'll go through several selected pairs and tell you basically what I'll be expecting to occur during this current section, the current day, and probably for the rest part of the week. Now, starting off, we're on gold, the weekly chart on gold. And before we go down to daily, I would want to point out some key things occurring on this time frame. Now, from the start of the week down to today. Currently, it's Friday. We have NFP later in the day. So basically, two things I would like to point out now is that we've taken out both last week high and last week low. You understand? We've taken out the liquidities resting above those highs and below those lows. Also, take note we've taken out last month low, which is quite significant because it's more like a manipulation starting earlier on the month. Now, for NFP, I do not really have a clear box, and that's the major reason I did not do a daily analysis video yesterday because the market was really, really unclear, and I really did not want to push myself into getting a directional bias. Now, going down to the daily time frame, you can see. So take note, this is the previous week's high right there. And yeah, for going into NFP, now we have relatively equals right here, buy side liquidity resting above this level, which is a nice draw on liquidity. Now we traded back into this. I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. Traded below yesterday's low, and currently we are rejecting that level. And yeah, outrightly would want to see price trade towards this buy side liquidity. But now currently we have NFP, and yeah, I really do not want to um, project or try and figure out price direction prior to NFP, especially this one coming up. So I want to give a bias, but I would give levels that we might likely trade to if we are trading higher or trading lower. Now, for buy side objective, we'll likely trade towards buy side liquidity, which is very clean, very clear. Now, also take note of us not closing below last week, sorry, Wednesday's high, which is quite significant. Seem to be having some rejection around that level. And yeah, seeing that we traded into this fair value gap on the daily time frame is really changing my interest on that. Wanting to see lower prices yet. But like I said, there's no clear bias currently on gold. And since it's also NFP day, I would rather wait for the news release before I would probably I would drop a small short video in terms of what I'll be expecting. I'll probably just send some screenshots to the group so you guys can see what my interest is. So that's it for gold, and moving on to silver. Silver, pretty much we've done most of the damage. We've done taking out objective. Like I told you guys, I kept on telling you guys, I told you guys, this fair value gap right here is going to be the determinant of whether or not we're going to trade towards the level or not. Now, I did have outlined this buy side liquidity. I did have outlined this sell side liquidity right here. I told you guys if we did close below this level, I'll be interested in looking for sell ideas towards sell side liquidity. There were no sell ideas. I told you guys if you did close above, now this right here, you can see this was more like an equilibrium price. And so if we did trade above, I'll be looking for price to trade back to buy side liquidity. Now we're taking out this level right here. The one currently ahead of us is this buy side liquidity right here, but we won't be outrightly looking for that level. Why? Because we did reject this buy side liquidity right here, and we really do not know what NFP is going to yield. But currently, it seems bullish, fairly bullish on the dollar. Sorry, on silver. So yeah, looking for higher prices wouldn't be a bad idea. Same on gold. Looking for higher prices wouldn't be a bad idea. So if I were to give a bias, I'd more like 60-40, 60% bullish. Then let's say 40% if everything aligns well, bearish. You understand? So keep an open mind for today. But most times the narrative will be given after the initial move of NFP. After that move, the narrative will be set in play, and you can clearly see what they would want to go for next. So keep an eye for that. And far round off, we have the dollar index, which is quite yeah interesting. We did trade back. You can see we've been playing around the volume imbalance right here. And you can see we failed to even violate this level. I think it's about time I take out this new week opening gap. You can see we've been playing around with the CB. I told you guys I would want to hold and I would personally want to see price break down to the sell side liquidity, which I still have in mind. Although it's now low probability since we've taken out sell side liquidity, which is the first objective I outlined, taking out that level, and we've had a retracement. Now, seeing price wanted to go down here is quite a little bit low probability, but it's still very possible to get. You understand? So that will be all for today, guys. And yeah, do have a nice trading day and stay safe. Best bet would be to wait till after the news release. Don't over leverage. Yeah, the markets can be very harsh, especially on gold during NFP. So just be careful and yeah, trade safe. So that's basically it.